and today we're going to be talking about VoiceOver and Speak Selection. So I live in a house full of children, and some of them scream. So in case you hear that later, I apologize in advance. But that being said, there's a lot of chores to do. Sometimes I got dishes to wash, you got laundry to fold, you got to sweep, you got to do all of that, and it gets boring. So you're going to get your iPhone, and you're going to teach your iPhone to read to you. So it makes it a little more enjoyable. So let's go over to Settings, General, and Accessibility. That's where you're going to go. Now VoiceOver's right here, Speak Selection's right there, but you don't want to turn VoiceOver on up over here because that's going to keep it on. You want to just turn it on as needed. So you scroll down to the bottom. There it is, triple click. So triple click, you're going to pick VoiceOver, and with that, that's going to let you turn it on and off. It's much easier than keeping it on the whole time. So we're going to go over to Notes and we'll test it out. So here's a note on VoiceOver. You could use VoiceOver anywhere on your phone, but let's say you want to read a note, you're doing some chores, triple click home, 1, 2, 3.
VoiceOver on, Notes.
Now VoiceOver, what will happen is wherever I'm touching my finger, it will read. So if I have this up here by the time,
15 p.m.
if I have it by the battery,
14% battery power. Status bar item.
so it's very
Swipe
tricky.
down with 3. VoiceOver is a
You
little
pause that. So VoiceOver, it is very tricky. It takes a little while to get used to it, but I'll tell you some of the main controls. So when you select your first line, it will read it. You can pause it by tapping 2 fingers down at the same time, and it will pause the read. And to resume it, you just tap again with 2 fingers.
Need to use.
Now to read the entire article, you just have it highlighted, which it already is, and you're going to swipe down with 2 fingers. So it's already highlighted, swipe down with 2 fingers.
Note. VoiceOver is a little tricky to use, but once you get enough practice, you will absolutely love it. New line. Check out iTraining Maui on Facebook for more videos. Even better, schedule an individual or a group session and master your digital devices. Smiley. Text field.
Let's turn that off. Triple click,
Button.
1, 2, 3.
Check VoiceOver off.
So there's a lot of controls. It takes a little while until you're used to and comfortable using VoiceOver. So if you want to start off with something much simpler, I suggest that you use Speak Selection. So let's go to our home screen, bring Settings, and let's go up to Speak Selection. So we're going to turn it on, and Speak Selection is much easier to use. You can even change the dialect. We have it set on American English, US English there, but you can make it sound like, I don't know, the butler from Batman. Put it on British. Let's go back. You can change the speaking rate. So right now, this is actually a good rate. You want it there. If you have it in the middle, it's going to be way too fast. So put it around there, and let's test it out. Click the home button. It will work anywhere that there's text. You can use it for messages. You can use it on Safari if you're looking at Wikipedia or any web page. But I got a note set up for it. Let's click Notes. We're going to go to our note there. And for Speak Selection, you just hold your finger down, and there's going to bring up this little magnifying thing. So you just pick where you want to start. There we go. And you can either drag this ball and pick all your text that you want to read, or you can just hit select all. That's easier. So pick select all. It will select everything, and you just hit speak.
Speak Selection is much simpler to use, but VoiceOver is better if you plan to pause the reading.
And that is true. If you had a very long article, like a Wikipedia page or something, and you started playing this,
Speak Selection is much simpler to
it's a little harder to hit the pause button, because you might miss, and if you miss, it deselects everything. Then you have to reselect it all. It gets a little tricky. With VoiceOver, you can just do that tapping control with 2 fingers, and it will pause and then resume. So VoiceOver, it's a little tricky, but Speak Selection is much simpler. Start off with Speak Selection, see if you like it, and when you're ready, you can upgrade to the more advanced voice control. So now you got those enabled. Remember, in settings, have that turned on, Speak Selection. Make sure triple click home is on VoiceOver. And now that you know how to do that, you better get over to the sink, start washing some dishes, folding your laundry, have some fun while you're doing that.